Good morning, all. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my channel. I'm sorry about last night. I try to every now and then sometimes go on live at nighttime because my picture quality is more clear and everything. And kind of got interrupted. People started coming in, more people than ever. And company come over, so it kind of interrupt that. So I'm going to kind of redo that live stream video. That's why it says redo the 10 best pieces of writing advice. Number 1 is show and don't tell on your work. Tell them what she wants, here, or did he do that? And you put actions into it. Number 2, let the first draft suck. Everybody wants to be the exception of the rule. They want to be a perfect writer. They want this piece just to go and blend and just whatever. But your first draft, you never want to just rely on your first draft. You play around with it and fix it up, basically. Number 3, editing. Always edit your work. You have to edit it 20 to 50 times. You constantly editing. Editing makes everything better. Proofread your work. Always proofread your work before you go publishing. That's very important. Don't ever publish your first draft. It's messy because I'm gonna tell you, if you go and rush in it and you publish your very first draft, it's not gonna go anywhere. You're gonna get a very sad disappointment on that. Grow and mature more by editing more times than one. 4, write more books. When you're done with that rough draft, keep sticking into your passion, writing, and write more books. The first one is, of course, like your baby. But when you start to get in and write more books, that first one might not be your very favorite one, baby. It might be your second or your third best one on your books. Just keep writing books. 5, dialogue. I'm not really got into the subject part of the dialogue section yet. I'm still studying and researching that. You should write. It helps you write and fit in better characters with dialogue. 6, make friends with other writers. There's people all over the internet, especially YouTube. You go collaborate, find others, watch their videos, and make friends with them. Hello, whoever just come on. I'm decided to do a redo on this live stream because from last night it kind of messed up with everybody and all the company that come over. Good morning, David. You make friends with other writers. When you do that, you collaborate with them, you'll grow more, and you'll become more a mature writer. How you doing on this Friday morning? Number 7, learn more about being with beta readers. What they do is they read over your work before it's ever published. You can take your manuscript and you can swap it back and forth with a friend that's already an author, that's been through the steps and everything, and they can help you before you actually go publishing. That's good. I'm glad you're having a good morning. And 8, you can't please everyone. There will always be someone out there that's not going to like your piece of writing or your book. But you still have to just keep on writing. You got to keep going. You can't let a setback come about just because somebody doesn't like your work. I'm doing pretty good. Having my first cup of coffee. And then, and like 9, as I said, it kind of goes with number 8. Not everybody's going to like what you wrote, but you still keep writing anyway. And then the last one, 10, remember your why. Why'd you want to write this piece? What drawn you to this certain piece of writing? Or why do you want to use that certain character for that name? When you know your why, then everything else is going to start kind of falling in place with your writing and with your characters? I'm doing great. Doing wonderful. They're calling for thunderstorms and possibly tornadoes and stuff out in our area, so I'm happy to keep a watch on that. That's why I try to come on a little early with my live stream, because I'm not sure actually what time it's supposed to hit here. But with all this warm weather and cool weather combining, it's creating thunderstorms. Are y'all having any bad storms that y'all's in? But this was the 10 steps, the 10 best pieces of writing advice. So, but yeah, they had like 4 or 5 people that started loading up, coming in. I didn't go figure it. My boyfriend's brother-in-law and his sister come over here, and it was too noisy. That's why I had to mute it. It was too loud, and I couldn't really talk over loud people. Oh, I hope I'll be safe. I look at it like this. If it ain't my time to go, it's not my time to go, no matter how bad the storm hits. They're up there in the trailer, and they don't have no way to go because his brakes messed up yesterday. Brother-in-law hit some kind of pothole out here close in our area, and it messed up his brakes or something like that. I'll try to be safe. I just say this. If something happens or I'm not on this earth no more, just remember everything you got to know about me. And just lift me up to others. Just keep us in your prayers. They got bad thunderstorms. It was showing all in red. So hopefully everything will be okay on that. My allergies acting up again this morning. It usually bothers me in the morning most time of the day, or sometimes at night. But yeah, I don't know too much about the dialogue. I'm still looking into that. I've not really got that far in that section of my book and everything on that. Did you get my email last night, or have you already went to bed? I sent you an email telling you I finished my second song. And the first one that I wrote in all poetry is called You Loved Me. That was the song I wrote there. And then I finished I Am Survivor. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but I finished it up last night, and I sent it to your email. And I did get your email. I finally got that one you sent from yesterday. So I appreciate that. I did have 46 subscribers. I get back on. Now I'm back down to 44, so I don't know what happened there. I did go subscribe to the ones that told me to support them. I don't know what happened, but now I'm back to 44, but I had 46. I gained 2 yesterday. Now I'm back down to 44. You read it? What did you think about it? Do I need some more work to do with it, or is it okay? I mean, be honest, I have to work. I mean, I'm new at writing songs. I don't really know it. And I went to watch Rochelle's live stream yesterday, and I mentioned it to her. She says, "You're going to have to sing that to us, Miss Lisa." She's like, "Do you have the tune and everything with it?" I said, "Nah, I just wrote the lyrics to it. It's my second one I've ever written." I got to do some more, work with it. Now, I don't know if I'm ready to read it out yet. So, but they were bragging. She said prayers for me, to good luck, to keep up the good work, and just keep working on, doing the best I could do. So that's what I was doing. I thought that was weird that Missy L come on. She's like, "I'm here, but I got you muted." It's like we muted the same time. I would have left it on if it wasn't everybody coming in, but it was everybody coming in last night. So I'm sorry about that. It's like the best time of night going live ever went live. I mean, people were pouring in. It was like 4 or 5 people coming at once, and then they come in, and after I mute it, Everybody just flee. It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. But I'm not going to let it get me down. No, sirree, I'm not going to let it get me down. Can't do that. So I figured I'd just get up on here. This course will teach you how to write, writing how to plot a novel using the 3-act story structure, writing development characters your readers will love, writing children's book 101, writing for the right age group, publishing how to write a query letter, is book design 101. It's all kind of things you can learn in that free course that I was doing. I haven't started on yet this morning, so I wanted to hurry up and get on here and get this out there and explain why I muted my live chat from last night. It's because of all the companies have said. And it was noisy. Y'all wouldn't be able to hear me. I wouldn't, it was a lot of distraction. I couldn't really continue with the video. That's why I had to go and leave and cut it off. And we had to go to town, other things. It didn't work as planned then. So, but you'll have that sometimes. Some people still stay on live, whether people come over or not. But I can't do that because it kind of distracts me. If it's just Donald, it's okay. I kind of got used to him being in here when I'm doing live stream, getting a little better used to it. But with my boyfriend and everybody else, sometimes I'll be on live even with him, but it's really a distraction to me. It throws me off of what I was doing, what I was saying. I didn't want to repeat the same thing or my notes or something, over and over. So I had to kind of end it. I think I was on like 45 minutes or something like that. This is something that I took notes on, which I didn't understand. Because it says to go back and it will show you, when you're using TubeBuddy, it will show you how much watch time you get per live stream video and all that. And it said my watch time from March the 19th until April the 16th, I get over 5,325 minutes of watch time. But when I go up there and I look up under TubeBuddy, it's got all these different numbers that says you got to get over 4,000 watch time and have up to 1,000 subscribers. Well, I don't have the subscribers, but I got my watch time in from March the 19th through April the 16th. It equaled up total 5,325. From February 16th of 2019 to March 18th, I got 3,153 watch time, over 604 views, and 851 views on that one. I guess they figured out from month, a rollover a month or something. I don't know. But yesterday, or another time, when it says hello all discussions on one of my videos, I had 332 views and got over 6 hours and 32 minutes on that. It said I got 6 hours, so I should be way over the 4,000 watch time, but I don't have the 1,000 subscribers yet. That kind of threw me off, but I took notes of it and wrote it down because that way I can remember. So that made more sense, I guess, on that deal. I'm not really sure, but can you hear me okay? Might have need to turn my volume up. But it said, like I said, it said I have over 5,325 minutes of watch time, 851 views. I guess added from March the 19th of 2019 to April the 16th. I didn't kind of understand that too well, but this other one I got over 6 hours and 32 minutes. That was kind of weird, but I'm trying to learn more about this watch time and stuff. So you can hear me okay? I felt like the volume was too far down. What you been doing this morning? You ain't been burning your mouth off with hot tea no more, have you? I'm having my coffee. My boyfriend broke my puppy cup accidentally. Walked into it and cracked the handle, so I can't use it no more. But this is the one he bought and ordered offline. When it gets hot, it's like it goes to sleep or something, and when it cools down, the little eyes open. It used to change colors, but it don't do it no more. I've had this cup for probably about 2 years now. It was one of my favorite. So eventually later on, I'll get me another puppy cup. I want to write a piece about maybe about spring or something like that. I'm trying to figure up a good title to write about spring. I think that's something good to write about. The other one that I finished up last night was basically like a story of things I went through, but I'm not sure. Because, I mean, I wrote it out, but I started over and rewritten it back over again so I could actually read it. Because my handwriting was kind of sloppy, so I redid it and rewrote it over. And I hope it makes sense. You're more of a songwriter than I am, so you be my mentor and judge on that. What you thought of that. Because it's not easy, not first timers. I might need to fix that line about the effort. Somehow that effort part didn't. Might have to go back and correct that line there. Knowing what I know now means a lot. Talking about my feelings is hard. Taking the action and getting out of the situation. Facing my biggest fears through it all. Remembering when it all started. Or something like knowing what I know now means a lot. Talking about my feelings is hard. Taking action, getting out of the situations. Facing my biggest fears through it all. Moving on, growing more maturely in my life. It's more peaceful now. But I hope I probably could have added a little bit more to it. And you're gonna mess up on songs just like you do anything else. Good morning, Wayne. How you doing? I'm doing great. Drinking my first cup of coffee. Getting ready to battle some major thunderstorms heading our way, possibly tornadoes. It's that time of year. So y'all just keep me in prayers. Keep us all on our end in prayers. But like I told your brother, if it's not my time to go, I ain't going nowhere. I might get injured. Hopefully that won't happen. But if it ain't my time to go, I'll still be around. But basically what I was doing on this live stream was doing a redo of my live stream video last night because I started getting on a roll. People started coming in on here, and then all of a sudden, brother-in-law and everybody started coming up, and they were real loud, so I had to kind of put it on mute. Y'all wouldn't be able to hear me that well. Guess it was a bad time. That'd been perfect. So I started getting people coming in. I gained 2 new subscribers yesterday. When I got on here, I'm back down to 44. I don't know what happened with that. The 2 people that come on here and told me to support them, I did exactly what I said I was going to do when I got off. I went on there, watched their video, blah, blah, blah. I subscribed them. I clicked on their bell. I don't know what happened. I guess that happens. You gain subscribers and you lose some. I guess that happens. I appreciate that. And I was letting your brother know I finished my song last night, and it's called I'm a Survivor. And I was wanting his input, and I wrote it out on All Poetry last night. Yeah, I put it on All Poetry. I put it on there last night. I went back and checked my messages, and I'm like, well, I ain't wrote much this week. I figure I'll put it up once I finished it, because I wanted you to read it. The coffee lady, that's me, and cold tea lady. God came to you today. What was it like? Was it deep? Was it a big chill? Does he come to you in visions when you're asleep, or how does that work? Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Need all the prayer I can get. In my writings, just with me in general, that things will go smoother and things will process more. And I'll still pray for y'all, that y'all would keep y'all's walk with God stronger as well. But yeah, I wrote it. It's not real long, but I wrote it. Show and tell. I wrote it. I hope it sounds it's okay, but if it's not, maybe you can go up on there and put a little note in where I need to work on the song, and I'll go back and work on it. That's what I've been wanting to do lately. I didn't really write no plans out today other than thinking of music to write. And just redoing, the live stream from last night, because I was on the road, and then daggone it, I'm like, really? Now, y'all don't hardly ever come over here at nighttime here lately. Y'all gonna come up here. And his name is David, too. David Shriver. And he looked at me, he's like, what's wrong? I said, I'm kind of doing a live stream. He goes, oh. I said, but no worries, y'all on mute. Nobody can't hear anything. It threw him off. He didn't have no clue. He gave you a cross in front of your house. Okay. These allergies are something else. They bother me in the morning times. I don't like that. Most any time of day, it's either like late at night or early in the mornings, they start bothering me. I took a picture of it. Cool. That's awesome. I have a cross too that long time ago, my ex-boyfriend actually gave it my mother years ago for Mother's Day. And she decided she didn't want it, and she gave it to me, and I still have it. I've had that since 2002. It's a wooden cross, supposed to be representing Jesus, but I'd rather have a plain one because, stuff like that. That's cool there, though. Sure. Okay, I will read it a little. You mean in a little bit? You don't have to read it right now. I'm just letting you know it's up there. I finished it, but there's probably a few lines I might have to go back and fix or re-edit it. But everybody does when they first starting out writing music. So, but I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually finished it. It took a little bit longer on the first one that I did. Okay, that'll be fine. Send it straight to my email. No problem. And I also got your emails too, David, yesterday. But most of that what you sent me on that thing to help with the writing thing, is that like a college-like type course for what I was reading on that? Because it gives you a whole list of different things that helps you with. but she charges you for it. They charge you for every little piece on there. You didn't read it that quick, for real? I thought I messed up on that. You see that part where it talks about the effort? There's something missing right there, and I can't get my head on what to put there. I was trying to list something like with effort, like getting over your fears or something. Maybe I got that backwards or something. I kind of need help on that line there, because I went back. I said, oh my goodness. I mean, I published it, but sometimes you don't notice something different to once you done published it. And that's why they tell you to proofread it. And I did proofread it several times before I published it. But then when I went back and looked again, so I have a copy of it in my journal, I'm like, wait a minute, something's missing on this line. And I can't figure out what the right word should go right there. There's a certain word that's missing there. Really? Do you think it makes sense? I'm trying to get the tune. I can't get the tune of it. Cause I was writing with my motion as I was writing. I was going back in time, going through all the pain, all the motion as I was writing it out. I had to basically like relive it again in order to write it. I wasn't feeling it to begin with when I was writing it to start with earlier yesterday, but the more I got into it and kept writing, and it's really going back to that place in time, it started coming to me a little bit then. So I thought maybe the part on the effort part, I jumped off track or something. Like I said, it's my first time writing lyrics. I never wrote songs in my life. I've only wrote two. One of them is You Love Me and I Am a Survivor. And it's about the story of me going through abuse, certain parts of my younger years when I was younger, and some when I got older. And come out back at the top, and I'm a survivor. I lived through it. So I'm glad of that. Ooh, thank God for that. I got out of that. It still sticks with you. At times you go back and wonder today, oh, I don't want to go back to that place again. But at times it's good to go back there. It sees how far, it shows how far you become from that state and frame of mind and everything you went through. It shows how far you became, since then. That's the way I look at that, on that. And I did it like in a story, like you say, it's like a story. Which this one was true. It wasn't made up. It really happened. It was true things, what I wrote about in there. For the first time, because I wrote You Love Me, that's the second lyric piece. That's the second song. I don't think I've written any more other than that, them two on All Poetry. So I want to get into more writing music, just several different projects. I just want my flow just to go smooth, just like a freaking waterfall, and everything just comes together. I couldn't finish writing it when everybody was over here. My mind was, oh, Lord, because I was in that writing mood, and all of them come over. I had to wait till they left when it was quiet again and to go back to it to finish it. I'm not sure what time it was when I went on there. It might have been after 9 or 10 o'clock. I'm not sure, but I finished it not long after they left. And after we got back from town, I started back on it and finished it. Well, I tell you, you did good for the second song. For my first time, oh goodness, really. Because I hear a lot of people get rejections when they first write music. Just like when they're trying to go publish for their work, they get a lot of rejections from it. Now, if I can just get the tune, I want to learn how to play a guitar. Oh, boy. I got one of the little kids when it's Alexis I try to start off with. My daggone pinky can't seem to reach the little string thing on there. Exactly. I just got to keep writing and not stop and keep going on. You're right about that. I just love your songs. Like, he just puts it together. It's like, it's just so neat. You write really good songs too. I don't know if I put that it there, but when I was little, maybe about 11 years old, I don't know if I told y'all about that. I wrote this piece. I think I did, about the rainbow. My mom used to keep it in a plaque in a frame on her desk at work. I could not remember the exact words of that, and I tried to go back to memory lane and to remember it, to write it out. But this rainbow piece that I wrote on All Poetry, I think it's on there, is totally different from what I written back then. I'm like, oh no, that wasn't the way I wrote it. I wanted to bring it back, but I didn't. My screw up was I didn't make extra copies. And I was wanting to give y'all a copy of it, but it's not the same one. Mama loved it. You just finished my song Out Here in the Countryside. Awesome. We're in the country too. Ain't nothing like the country. I love traveling on dirt roads and singing on country roads and just singing my heart out. I think that's fun. When it's pretty, nice, not too cold, not nasty weather, and you just taking a joyride and just singing away. Sometimes I'll take my journal while we're out riding. I like just to go for a ride. And me and my partner will go riding, go cruising. And I'll take my journal and I'll just start writing down stuff I'm seeing, observing it, and I try to put that into a story. Like Nature Is Mine, or the things I love about nature, or something like that, trying to come up with a title. What title would fit this scenario while I'm out riding? What title would go with this? And I'm looking around, checking out the roads that I'm on, things like that, and I kind of compare it with titles that way. That's awesome. I have to go and check that out. Is it on AP? Is it on All Poetry? You wrote this from home? Because that's neat. Come on, y'all. Where y'all lazy bugs at? Y'all need to get up on this live stream so we can get rolling. Today, guess what, y'all? My favorite day of the week. One of them, Friday. We need to get rolling up on here. Favorite day of the week and Saturday. I'm about to have another giveaway coming up soon. When I get my ducks in a row, because I did one giveaway. And of course, my youngest daughter got it. She's the only one that participated. She got the book. She won it. Oh, awesome. So you do a lot of your writings at home, and then you edit it, and then you publish it on that site. Because you got a lot of music out there now. I think I asked you this already. Have you ever actually had it put into a book? Ever had your music published into a book, like a regular book? I have to go check it out in a little while. That is awesome. Out here in the countryside. No, they don't go like that. I'm being silly. Y'all overlook me. It still feels kind of early to me. I got woke up at 7:30 this morning with them talking and stuff. My partner got frustrated because we tried to, like I said, set our phones up to total wireless. Took them over an hour and a half. And these people didn't know what the crap they was doing. Jamie had to go through, try to go over their head, go to the manager, because it wouldn't set it right on his phone. He got a Motorola, a Turbo Motorola, I think Max 2. It's the one that came out after the Turbo 2, and then you got the Motorola Turbo 3. And for some reason, it wasn't working right on his phone, and he had to use my phone in order to set up. He got Donald's set up, but mine and his hasn't been set up yet. And he was telling them, which technically you can't get your money back once you buy those cards at Walmart. For all 3 lines is $85 a month. You get unlimited talk and text. I told y'all about that the other day or yesterday. But ours didn't go through because he had to use my phone to make the call. through that stupid Text Now app. That Text Now is weird. But that's my emergencies until I get, it only works with Wi-Fi until I get it set up. It was hectic. He got so aggravated with that. And then the woman turns around and hangs up on him all because he wants to talk to her manager. That woman didn't know what the crap she was doing. Seriously, she did not have a clue. I'm like, calm down, Jamie. Calm down. Don't get so worked up over this. If they don't have to talk to you, they can hang up on you if they want to. And that's probably why he got hung up on, because he wasn't patient. He was getting impatient. And I was trying to calm him down. This anger's not getting you nowhere. He's short fused sometimes because he worked so hard. Got all been going non-stop since he come in. They were bugging him to take him to the store. And he didn't probably sit down for like 10 minutes when he got in the door yesterday. And he was really tired. You gonna do that one of these days? Publish into a book? I think you're well enough to be able to do that now. You got it going on with that music. You're doing better than me. And I've been a writer since I was 10 years old. And never thought about writing music when I was younger up until now. I think it'd be awesome. Because you definitely got the skill and the talent for that. That's for sure. I got faith in you, bestie. You got it going on. You can write. You can play a guitar. That's awesome. I can play a piano. I got an organ / piano. I can play The Rose. If you ever heard that song by Bette Miller. And Wind Beneath My Wings a little bit, like the very beginning. That middle to the end, I can't seem to get the right tune to that. Because I took music all through school. And at a church I used to go to years ago, the chorus piano teacher was teaching me a little bit, some steps on how to play the piano. She's the one that was teaching me a little bit. I haven't got that well advanced in it, but I can play some on that. I want to learn to play a violin. I can play harmonica a little bit. Them little harmonicas, very little. I used to play with them all the time when I was little, messing around with them. Oh, you don't have it on there yet, but you'll put that song up later on. Oh, I got you. I read that wrong. I thought you said you was already gonna, but you already added it. Okay. Be later on. That's cool too. Alrighty, I appreciate that, Wayne. I'll also check that out in a little bit as well. I like getting emails from y'all. Different things. Anything you're learning that's got to do with music, writing, just being humor and silly. I like that. I appreciate that. One of these days, you could do that now. I got faith in you, dude. You got skill. Both of y'all got skill. Can play the guitar, can write music, you can write a book, stories, singing. I love some karaoke now. Oh, you a songwriter too, but privately. What's it like being a private songwriter and then the ones that's actually really putting it out there? It is kind of a little different, isn't it? Oh, cool. You're gonna write a song about silly old me. Y'all overlook that. I'm being silly. I had those moments sometimes. It's Friday. Are y'all happy? Are y'all happy it's Friday? I'm not, oh boy, I'm not happy about these thunderstorms. It's getting kind of cloudy out there now. Wait a minute. They said it wasn't supposed to hit at 1 o'clock. I see the clouds coming in, a little bit of wind picking up. A little bit. So, hopefully it'll be all right. I'm just going to write it out like I do all the other storms. Do you already know what the title of that song you're going to write about me is going to be? Sometimes that's where I get stuck, getting that right title to go with it. Got to work on titles, make her happy and make her sing. That's right. Sing away. Have y'all ever heard of songs by George Strait or George Jones? Y'all ever listen to any of their music? You wrote a song called Oh My Juliet. Awesome. I bet that's pretty. Maybe you can send me a copy through my email, Wayne. I'd like to read it, if that's okay. I'm no judge. I love reading people's talent and stuff. Make her happy and make her sing. Awesome. It is about relationship. Awesome. I like to read things about that. Relationships or somebody went through a like something happened or event or something happened in their life, and you can write a song about that. It's awesome. How many songs have you written, Wayne, so far? And how long have you been a songwriter? That is awesome, y'all. And I just found out from some dude the other day that's actually, was it Video IQ? The creator of that, it's actually extension TubeBuddy and that. They're both extensions that you add on through Chrome or YouTube. He says something about even when you go to live stream, it don't always have to be a brand that you're doing. It could be certain discussions that you like to talk about. I said, yes, sometimes I don't always have like 2 or 3 brands at one time. I get on discussions sometimes. How funny Lisa is. Oh, my goodness. How to be committed and loyal and faithful to the one you love. Hey, I come up with a good title. I thought I lost you. You just gave me an idea on that. How to be committed, loyal, faithful to the one you love. I thought I've lost you. Is that a good title for a song? No, that sounds depressing. Let me think. Maybe I need to write about the storm and hoping I survive it. The storm that's coming my way. Nah, I ain't gonna write about that. I'm being silly. Y'all ignore me on that now. But I'm still being me. That is what your song is about, Juliet. Is that your girlfriend's name? Have you ever wrote music about your girlfriend? This is what my song is about. Juliet. There's a song by Conway Twitty. It's called Julia. Y'all need to listen to that song. It's so beautiful. That is one of my favorite songs by Conway Twitty. He's a country singer, and which is my mother's name, Linda. He wrote a song about Linda. Linda on My Mind or something like that. Those are great songs too. Oh, it's made up. Awesome. Oh, okay. Have you ever wrote music about anyone that you was close to, friends or girlfriend or anything like that? I know one thing, the boss man, my boyfriend's boss, was bragging on my boyfriend's son yesterday at work. He likes him. He wants to keep him around. Even when he gets out of school, he's got to take a summer course. I think with the first few weeks or something, or the first month, to make sure he's got all his courses caught up. and they're going to move him up to be a senior because everything they're teaching in the Buford community at the school, he's already ahead of them. And it made some teachers mad because he was well advanced than the other students. And they're going to move him up to a senior. He's 11th grade now. They're going to move him up to a senior. And Mark told him, well, if he can work it around the schedule and it won't, get in the way of his school, he says that he might hire him in the summertime. He was bragging on him. He did really good yesterday. And he went to work with him today to try to get a little bit of experience, some work under his belt. So I'm very proud of him about that. You're writing about her now, but it's in the works. Oh, okay. Yeah, that takes time to write it. Sure does. That is awesome. Keep up the good work with that, Wayne. Stick to your dreams, your writing, your music, and don't give up on your business. It will come through. Because you got some talent too there. What is that? Is that hereditary? Y'all brothers got so much talent together? Is that hereditary or something? It is a hobby. Yeah, you can make that into a hobby. Just like just ordinary writing stories can be a hobby. That's awesome. Ain't nothing wrong with that. God gave it to you. Cool. He gave you that gift. That's awesome. Nothing better than that. Well, I want God to give me more wisdom or give me more knowledge to be a better songwriter. Oh, and to help me get this book published. I'm kind of stuck. Very stuck. I went back and looked at it. Oh, boy. I'm looking at this page. I'm looking at it. Oh, I did good on this page. Whoa here, Nelly. I got to work more on that page. I make little jokes with myself about it. Okay, I got this done. Why haven't I completed this one yet? I got this part of the characters. Get an idea how they're going to come about. Now I got to work on this scene, this section. I did a little bit of work on it. But then I kind of got stuck on it. Exactly. I pray all the time now. More now than I ever have. I've had some setbacks to where a lot of people, it ain't just me, they get so busy with their lives, which is wrong. You're supposed to stop every day what you're doing and put him first before you carry on with your day. And I get distracted sometimes, or people will come up and I'm in the middle of trying to pray and I'm on a really good concentration, a prayer to them. They come up and just throw my whole thought off. Like, really? And I'll forget to where I left off, where I was praying. Stuff like that. Have y'all ever went through that? You're sitting there, you can just be outside or in your vehicle, and somebody just at an ordinary walks up and they're needing help for something, then you lose your spot, what you was praying about. That bugs me when I do that. It really does. It bugs me. God raised me from the dead more than once. Huh? What you mean he raised you from the dead? What, you died and come back? Did you see heaven? What was heaven like? A lot of people say they actually got to walk with him. Walk through heaven. They got to walk through hell to see what hell was like. Do you believe it? Is that true? Does he actually let his followers? That's some deep, deep stuff there and kind of spooky. I mean, is that true? I mean, he lets people die and then he brings them back to life so they can relive it and witness and tell people about it. Is that some kind of testimony or something like that? I thought I watched a movie or something. It was about a 10-year-old little boy. He's got a book out there. I don't know if y'all read it. It said he died and went to heaven and the good Lord brought him back because he said it told him he had unfinished business he had to do. He had to get his family saved. They were lost. His daddy, his brother, I think it was uncle. It's something about, I'm trying to remember the title, but they said it was a true story. It's a 10-year-old little boy. He died and went to heaven, but said that he brought him back because he had family members that was lost or something. And he said that what he experienced was total different. It's nothing like Earth. It was the most beautiful place he's ever witnessed. He said he actually witnessed the streets of gold. He saw the purity of water, the water of life. He said he just like, it's like he was just floating on through. He wasn't walking. He was like in the heavenly, whatever you call that, because when you die, you're neither male nor female. You come an image of him or something like that. And it's like he had him by his hand, going on through. He was walking him through, showed him the tree of life and all that. I'm like, really, is that true? And then I read another part in the Bible, you got to be careful, warning there are false prophets out there. They can tell you anything. They can lead you astray. They can cause your mind to go in that confusement. You got to know what's real, what's true, and what's not. I didn't want to judge him. I'm like, well, how do I know if that's true? That's having doubt. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like I'm judging this little boy. I don't want to judge him, but why did he get to do that? And I never got to see heaven like that. I'd pray to want to have a vision in my sleep to hear my mother talk to me in my sleep. Because I heard, I don't know if it's true, when you die, do you go to heaven and hell right then? Or are you in this waiting, how you pronounce that, realm, realm? I can't say that right. And you're waiting to be judged before you go there. I'm so confused about that. And this one preacher told me, I can't believe you asked a question like that, because nobody really and truly knows but God. And that preacher told me that. I'm like, huh? I was totally threw off on that. Really was. Yeah, I don't believe in no Book of Mormons. I had several Jehovah's Witnesses when we first moved there come up and knock on my door. I told them they had to go. Nope. Heck no. I stopped them before they even got in all the way in my driveway. We're out in my second ex-divorce marriage, my second ex-husband, where I was living at the time over there. It was still in Lancaster, but it was another part of the countryside town area. They pulled up twice that week. They was in a blue van giving out pamphlets. I said, I don't want your pamphlets. I know all about y'all. Y'all don't believe in Christ. You don't believe in water. You don't believe in blood. Get off of my property. Never show your face here again. And I sat there and I said, this time about, we're going to pray for you, sister. We're going to pray for you. I said, don't bother. I know who to pray to. I know who the Son of Man is, and I know who my Father is. And I said, the best thing you can do is leave. I didn't curse at him. Just what I said. I told him the best thing you can do is leave and never come back here again. They are the false prophets. Oh. My oldest daughter's dad, which I was married to, my first ex-husband, his daddy started getting all these magazines and ordering books, a book of the Mormons, and he was supposed to have been on fire, I forgot. And that was the one I was telling you about, where we couldn't eat at the same table without them arguing on who's right on the word and who's not. And I'm like, you sitting there reading the Book of Mormons, there ain't nothing truth about that. You need to burn that book. And he looked at me, because he was my father all the time. He said, what'd you say? I said, you need to burn that book. That's not the word of God. Why are you reading that? That's all a bunch of lies. They're trying to confuse you. That's what I told him. But he never got rid of it. He kept it. And got to where he actually got away from the word and started believing man-made magazines and Like I said, the Book of Mormon, I don't believe in that. That book will never be on my shelf, ever. Oh my goodness. There's so much to learn. And I feel like I lived half my lifespan. Like half of my life is already gone. I'm 46 years old. And I'm still learning different things. Stuff I've been lied to growing up as a child. I'm now gaining the truth, learning truth about things. Well, how come I didn't know this before? How could I have been so stupid and blinded and not see that? Because I know once you come saved, the Holy Spirit comes in you. When there's something's not right, He's going to tell you. He's going to put it on your heart. It's going to be I don't know what it's called, like a rejection or something that comes up that tells you is wrong. It's like the inner still voice. It don't like talk to you like we're talking. It's that certain inner feeling that comes over you. And I know I had the Holy Spirit in me, but it's like at times I feel like I scare it off because I'm so confused with questions that I have and not getting the proper answer, because people look at me like, where'd you come up with a question like that? I said, I had this question for a long time. And sometimes they'll just make up stuff just to tell you. I don't want no made up stuff. I want to get the facts, the truth. And He wants us to know the truth. Because Satan is the most of all liars. He's good at tempting people. He's wanting to cause all of the Christians to fall. And many are fallen, just so to speak. And I read a lot of Revelation. And like I said, I ain't trying to tick y'all off or anything, but I've been told, even though you said the King James is the most supposed to be the accurate Bible in the world to read, but I can't understand any of it. And I was told that human man has rewritten and translated the Bible over many times, re-edited it, republished it, and the Bible says, do not add anything to the word or take away from His word. What it says is what it is, or something like that. It's the truth or something. But when a man in the flesh tries to rechange it, how do you know what word? Let's see how the word is. How do you know what to read and study? If I don't understand the King James, I pray about it. Oh, do I pray about it? I be breaking in sweats praying so hard. Why am I not clicking? Why am I not understanding it? I'll write it down in my notes. I'll go back and read it. I'll try to break it down, like in context clues. Still lost. Yeah, I know that is a book of lies. I saw that title. I had a weird, like a weird feeling. And the first time I ever saw it was when my first ex-husband, my first marriage, his daddy, my father-in-law, he had it sitting on the kitchen table while his wife was cooking his breakfast. She had to cook his meals differently from everybody else because he was a diabetic. I saw that book and it was blue. I had a weird chill come over me. I said, I couldn't even eat at the same table. I went out there and ate outside. It was weird. I never even looked in it. I just saw the title. Just the title of it gave me the creeps. They stole from the word of God and they're going to get judged for it. They stole the word from God? I thought they just made it up because it said they leave out, they don't believe in blood. They don't believe in Christ or something, or the water or something. They don't believe in that. But maybe that's what I need help. I need other Christians around to help explain things. I hate that when I get stuck. I know we're not perfect and meant to know everything. Maybe it was God's will that I met David and met you through David for y'all to try to help me out. Who's to say that ain't the case? Maybe that's why I got so much desire doing this live stream stuff I do, because I do need help. It's like all these people I feel like smarter than me. They got so much knowledge. And I've been off and on a church all my life. Her preachers teach me things, some things I didn't agree with. I was raised as a Freedom Free Will Baptist. There's a lot of Methodists and Presbyterian and Pentecostal, different other religion. And I was against that because this one preacher said, oh, once saved is always saved. No, no, no. You can fall away and lose your faith. Because the reason why I know that was wrong, he said that because you still sin every day. So you sitting there telling me, Preacher John, that no matter what, you telling me you can sin. If you die today, you go to heaven. If you don't repent and say you sorry for that sin you commit. You committed adultery yesterday. You telling me if you die today, you're going to go to heaven because you committed adultery. You're wrong there, brother. You're wrong on that, because you can fall away. You can get backslid. So it's not wrong for me having a touch point Bible. I have a touch point Bible, an international, a new King James, a regular King James, the Precious Moments. It's white. Got a little baby lamb on the front. That's one of my favorite ones. I got some others. I had a revised version years ago that my first ex-husband, before we ever got together, he got locked up for something he didn't do, and they give him this Bible for free. It's kind of cream, and it's a revised version. I don't really know enough about that version of the Bible, though. But I was told all these different translations they done that to try to take the word away. And then I was told, and I hope I ain't being judged, I'm just repeating what such and such told me about this. And I'm like, what? My heart started beating fast. I started getting a little bit of sweats. I was told that the King James was written by the Catholics, and they're all homosexuals. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on live stream, but that's what I was told. That the Pope and all that, they go in these cult groups, and they do these cult things, and they're trying to mock or something the King James or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that kind of scared me. I'm like, well, now I don't know what to read if somebody's trying to discourage me. And it's like I got that little book that my brother gave me. It's about Proverbs and Psalms, the Promise book, and it's helped me out a lot in that book. Thank you. I feel like you trying to help me. I don't feel like you no false person. Because, and is it true, when you come a preacher and you come a member, say, of that certain church, is it true that the preachers actually be judged more strictly than the ones that's not saved or something like that? Or if they are saved, they're being stricter more because they're the ones that's supposed to be like they're not God, but our provider. They're supposed to lead us in the right direction. They be judged more strictly or something like that. The New International Version is good. I have that too. But it's in a touch point. I think I showed you that Bible. My cover was kind of dirty, but I have a touch point Bible. And it really breaks things down. I haven't threw it away. This other person was so against King James. They said, girl, I don't know why you got that in your house. You need to burn that book. Everything in that you've been lied to. Half the books is not in there. They took half the book of Enoch's out. There's more books into the Bible than what people are telling you. There are more than 55 books. There are more than that. They got some of the books of Matthew taken out. They got books of Malachi. Even though it's short, there's supposed to be more books added on to that I'm finding out. So I don't know. None of that's true. Oh, okay. See, I'm breaking out sweats now because this stuff is serious. It's deep. I am all about the truth. I don't want to be led astray. Because I'm trying to witness somebody. I want to make sure I got the truth on my belt. I don't want to lead nobody I care about away. And I've had people to come up and ask me, so I'm like, oh my goodness, why are you asking me this? I don't have all the answers. And I'll tell them, I don't want to tell you something I'm not sure, know if it's 100% fact. I got to go do some more studying, do some more, most of all, praying, and do some more studying and note taking. I had people come up and ask me certain things. I didn't have the answer. I was stuck. I literally froze. Am I being tested here? Why is these people asking me these questions? I don't have the answers. I don't know. I was like dumbfounded. I just literally froze. No, to help you learn his word. Oh. Helps you understand it. No, to help you learn his word. Yeah, Zach, I definitely need help. Maybe I need to write a song about, let's see, knowing the truth. No, let's see, what word title could I use for that? Sticking to the truth, learning the truth, and applying it to your everyday life. No. I'm trying to get ideas, stuff from like biblical things. There's meaning behind that. I love to read. Y'all know I love to read. All the books I share with y'all. But my main thing, really, the most knowledgeable is the Word of God. I need to read more of that. The wrong, that is false. Information, the King James Bible was written by a Christian in England. Okay, where'd you get your research from? By a Christian in England. And I just want to make sure I get things right. I don't want to lead people away. And tell them something that ain't true. And I didn't realize it was wrong. I have to be careful what comes out, what goes in. Because you can be judged. If you're picked to be the one to be the speaker, or he chooses you as a follower, I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what is my purpose on this planet. I do inspire people, but that's not enough. What is his reason, my purpose on this planet? And I don't even know. At 46 years old, I don't even know. Shouldn't I know at my age what my purpose is, or is that just normal? God called me to a fire, a pasture. In other words, he called you to fire another pasture, or to be on fire as a pasture. To fire a pasture. Oh, okay. This stuff is deep. It really is. Very confusing. Oh, wow. A long time ago. Because he was saying things that was false, that other pastor, and you had to kind of set him straight, and God led you to him. Did you turn him back to the truth, or was he so far gone? There's people you can witness to that are so far gone, or something I read in there. You did your part. If they don't turn away, they don't listen. You're supposed to shake the dust off your feet and just walk away, or something. Or is that another meaning it is talking about on that? So there's pieces that comes to me, but a lot of them I don't understand. I feel like a total idiot. I mean, like a total idiot as a female. At 46 years old, I should know more than what I know, but I do have a little kind of good reason. I've been lied to. There's so many different preachers and so many different people. My brother believes that God calls him because he sees visions like he knows he thinks, which I know this is wrong because it says in his word, not even the Son of Man knows when that hour may be when he's coming back to take us home or when everything's going to be destroyed. It's not going to be destroyed by flood, fire and brimstone. I think that's the stars and all that that's going to be shaking, falling down. That was my understanding. Or the evil people like Rush and all them going to try to take us out. I don't know. That's some deep stuff on that. I've been doing a lot of reading on stuff like that. Revelation. Even the Son of Man doesn't even know when it's going to happen. So how do you have a vision that's actually from God that's telling you things, what's about to happen? Is that called a prophet, or what is that called? You got a prophet, a messenger. I forgot what the other one's called. A dreamer. There's so different things. It's very confusing. But y'all can tell I study the things I call out. And if I'm saying something wrong, you correct me on it. It's like I said, I'm human. I have to learn too. We all have weak points of understanding in certain areas and things. And I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot and got a lot to learn. There was another verse. Let's see, what was it? Let me think. Bring it back to my memory. Bring it back to my memory. Let me think. It was it in the New Testament? Wait a minute. Here it is. When it's talking about the apocalypse, is that in the Word of God, or is that a total different book from the Word? Because my first ex-husband got this book. He orders a red book, and it's talking about apocalypse in there. Is that toward the ends of time of Revelation, or is that something total different on the word, the apocalypse? What is actually the truth about that, the apocalypse? Yeah, you had to have him removed from the church. I understand that. Do you know anything about the apocalypse? And my ex-husband, that's all he talked about. So wait a minute, I don't know enough about that. What are you talking about, apocalypse? It was a little red book he ordered. I mean, it had stuff about the Bible in it, but that's some stuff real deep I didn't understand on that. They could not fit all the books in the Bible. They only put in Bible what is in there to put in the Bible too. Yeah, I know. I did research on the scrolls. They still got the scrolls. They found them. They got them secret in some kind of it's like a cave, but it's not a cave. And they recovered it, and they put bits and pieces of it back together. Oh, wow, full of pride. Yes, there are a lot of people like that out there. And God hates that. There's 6 things. I might get it backwards or one or the other. Either 6 things he hates or 7 things he despises, and one of them is pride, a proudful look. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's pride or a proudful look. People messing with children. He's total against that. Like pedophiles and people like that. And I couldn't remember. I used to take notes, but I lost some of that journal where I used to take a lot of notes of Bible studying. It got lost to the years of moving. I wished I'd kept that book journals. I had so much stuff in there. He was so full of pride he had to be removed from the church. Wow. Can you actually get up there? Like you said, you went through all that and you did that and had to remove. Can you actually get up there behind the pulpit and God can lead you to rebuke like the evil identities out of a person? Can you rebuke them out and they all of a sudden flee? Is that true? He can actually give you a power, even though you a fleshly person as a man. He can give you that, whatever you call that, to do that. Oh. Uh-oh, I said something wrong. It said this message is held for review. Did I spam on here or something? You are not an idiot. God does not make junk. You are special to God when you become a child of God. It said the message is held for review. I hope I didn't say nothing wrong there. Is that showing up on your end? Is showing a triangle? Nameless, or is this a troll? Some people says there's trolls that comes up there on your channel and they talk junk. Just block them out or something. Someone, Missy L was telling me that last night when I was live stream. But it's got a triangle. Why does this need to be held for review? Oh, okay. It's just telling me I could hide it. Well, I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't hiding crap on that. I'm not ashamed of God. You're not an idiot. God does not make junk. You're special to God. Even though I'm confused and don't understand stuff, I guess it ain't meant for all of us to know everything. You're right. I shouldn't said I was an idiot. He don't like his children to put themselves down. Sometimes I do that. I get so frustrated. I want to learn like all these other people. I want to be able to remember that past and not, oh, I got to go back and look this up. I want to be able to remember it in my head. I get so frustrated with it. But I know I felt like he's gave me that gift of voice of singing. I sing country. I sing Christian music. I like Twyla Paris. I like Vince Gill. He became a Christian. Amy Grant. I just love her music. They give me chills. Twyla Paris. Steve Burton or something like that. He's a good Christian singer. New song, Arise My Love. That's one of my favorite songs by them. They've been out for years. So I listen to a lot of Christian too. And I've seen that it gives me so much chills. It talks about the grave, how he arose. No one can keep him in the tomb. He arose again. He's much stronger, full of love. He was always love. I'm rushing too much. So I just got to take it like one day at a time, like one section at a time with it. I got chills now. Seriously. I get chills just even talking about God. It's a lovely feeling. It's like a peaceful feeling that comes over you. I got this chill. Maybe I am rushing it. It's not meant for me. Maybe it's meant for me, my mind to be blocked. Because maybe you two need to show me the way more or something. I don't know. How do you know who God is using to actually show you more of the way? Is that supposed to be secret? We're not supposed to know actually who the person he sends? Obviously, it's meant to be for this video because y'all are helping me now. And I'm like, I want to learn all I can learn. I want to be better with my wisdom than I was yesterday. And sometimes people tell you, sometimes it's good to start learning more things when you're older than when you're young. When you're young, you're not thinking about worrying about all that. You're worried about having fun, seeing how many friends you can have on your belt, what friends you don't really think about all that. But it's like since I got older, I'm just eager to learn and study more. Is that weird? You don't really know about the apocalypse. I did a little bit of reading, but I don't understand that at all. None of it. And I've only heard about it when my oldest daughter, when I was married to her dad, the first few years, that's all he talked about. I'm like, this is not an actually Bible, you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will check them out. I love any email that y'all give me, any Bible verses that can help me look up. Like, what was that one was talking about a while ago? Like witnessing people be more inspiring. I need more verses like that. Yeah, you didn't go in front of everybody. You met in private because some things you have to do in private. Maybe the Lord wanted you to talk to him in private, one-on-one. But isn't that what that means when it says, if you deny me before my Father, I'll deny you to the Son of Man? Something about you iniquity workers or something, for I never knew you, or something. That's talking about when you're ashamed and not wanting to speak publicly about him. You're supposed to announce your testimony when you got saved so other people can tell the difference in your life. Is that what that means when it's talking about you workers of an iniquity, for I never knew you? That's because the ones, they shamed him. They was too prideful to say around their buddies, I'm saved. They worried about what their friends think, so they like kind of denied him. Sort of like what Peter did when he denied 3 times when the rooster crowed. He denied him 3 times. But yeah, he forgave him. He actually changed his name from Peter to Paul, right? Or something like that. He was once Peter, and then he changed his name to Paul. It was like a 12 apostles. Bartholomew. It was Peter, Paul, Thomas. There I go again. I don't remember them all. I named 3 of them. I can't remember all the 12 of them right off my head. Yes, we all do the same thing. There might be a troll. I don't see it on my end. I put public on there. It showed a triangle. And it put down, it repeated what you just said, that I wasn't an idiot. And it says you can hide it or you can add it to public. And it had a triangle up there. And Missy L told me to watch out for trolls. Oh, he will not tell you when the end will come. No one knows but God. That's what I said. Not even the Son of Man knows. But my brother says he gets these visions that comes to him. And I don't know, wait a minute, like King David, he had visions back in the day. It was in the Old Testament. I think some in the New Testament, where they have dreams and God will wake him up and says, you must go such and such. Tells him in that dream. And he has to follow where he has to go in that dream. Yeah, right there. It had a triangle and it said, show or hide. Excuse me. And I clicked the details and it said, if something like you want this to be public, it can, or you can hide it from your viewers. I put it public because I don't have nothing to hide about God. And I thought it was a troll, but Missy L says they're mean. Somebody was rude on Rochelle yesterday. Just had a blue come up there and said, And she took it as a racist mark and called her, said, "You look like some type of monkey." No offense, not meaning to be racist. And she's like, "What do you mean by that? I take that as a racist mark. Why you want to come on my channel and say something mean like that?" And then one of her friends on there told her just to block them. So she blocked it and it deleted that in her feed. That was rude because she was on a roll talking about prayer and keeping your faith and how she lost her husband. She's battling Lyme disease, still battling it, and how God come in her life and helped her through it. But yet she's constantly praying for her kids, even though they're grown. That her worry is losing her children, that God's going to take them, which we all going to die. We got all expiration dates, what I told her. She said, "You're right, Miss Lisa." I said, "All you can do is pray. When it's our time to go, there's nothing we can do. We can't stop death. We're born to die. It says it in the word. You're born to die. We're going to die one day. And it's according to you, in a way, I think, how your lifespan is. It's the way we'll take care of our bodies. If we don't eat right, we're putting ourselves in the grave a lot quicker. I'm trying to learn to eat healthy. I'm studying a lot of home remedies and stuff. I done a few videos about that a while back. Might have been over a year ago. I was getting into home remedies and stuff. He wants me to talk to him more. I do too. But like I said, it's kind of hard to quit doing that when you got other people in your household that smokes too. Sometimes I have to walk out. I've cut them down, but I kind of slipped a little bit. I did good last Friday. I only had 2 cigarettes for 4 hours. And then my partner come in, had a little bit of bad day, and then was just venting. I didn't argue back with him. I just let him vent to get it off his chest. He was just so frustrated. I mean, he's, a couple years younger than me, in his 40s, and his boss man's like, "We should have been done with this project. You're kind of a little bit too slow. You need to speed up." And he's like, "I'm doing most of the work. These other workers are not climbing up under the house. They're not burning up in this attic. I'm doing the best I can." But he didn't argue back too much. He just told him that. And that kind of got him down. And when he come in, I noticed he was down. Right then, there goes the temptation. Fired up a cigarette, and I was doing good that whole last Friday. Doing great. My brother's girlfriend's mama has stage 4 cancer, breast cancer. It went for parts of her lung up here, and now she's got it in her brain. There ain't nothing they can do. She quit smoking like a year or two before all this happened. And Brittany's exact words, which is my sister-in-law, she told me, she said, "If my mama leaves me and dies, I'm going to flip the hell out." I said, "You can't really do that. You got to remember, Brittany, my mama's still dead. She left 5 years ago. I've not stopped grieving over her. But he wants us to move on. You're born to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. My brother's going to die. We're meant to be born to die. But he wants us to live right, live by faith, not by seeing things, by faith, and trying it, which is hard, to walk every day like he walked and witness to people and pray for people. Don't be judgmental. Always stay in prayer." That's what I told her. She's a great lady, cooks. She tries to help everybody. Worked a really good job. She can't go back to work no more. I'll get it together in a minute, y'all. I'll be right back. I hate crying. I don't like that. But I know it's good to get all these emotions out. I'll be alright. That's the first time y'all saw that. My eyes gonna swell up like a bulge garlic bug. Oh boy. Now I gotta get my happy laugh back on. I'll be alright in a minute. Y'all hold on. Sorry about that. I broke down like that. She's a good woman. I miss my mother as well. She had a job that she worked. It was at this plant not too far from her house, probably maybe 30 minutes or so. She built toolboxes. That's what she did. She made toolboxes. And everybody loved her. Her name is Teresa Jones. That's my brother's girlfriend's mother. So y'all keep her in prayer. I hate crying. I hate that. I hate crying like that. It makes me feel like a wuss, but I'm not a wuss. It takes a lot to get me crying. And stuff like this is very emotional. It's very deep. But I'm tenderhearted like this for a reason. You got some people's heart as a brick wall that thinks they're too good to shed a tear. That's called pride. And then you got those that is emotional. And sometimes they have to let it out. So I'm letting it all out. But anyway, she quit smoking like a couple years before all this happened. And she had this cough that she couldn't seem to get rid of. And her daughter took her to the appointment, and that's when they found out the bad news. And she was going through radiation. My brother said, you need to get off. This is that word. You need to get off that shit. The radiation is what's killing you. It's not helping you. It's killing you. There's things out there that you can go organic that'll help you heal. So my brother's got her on the CBD oil. Now she can breathe. She can get up without falling over now. Because I don't know, I guess the weakness from the cancer affects everything, her memory, her walking, her energy. And she orders a CBD oil. It's like $150 for a bottle. My brother got her off of that radiation because he told her, you know, you keep being on this, you might not last for the end of the year. But I'm like, Dale, you don't know that. You don't have no control on how long God's going to have her here. You don't know. And she has a 15-year-old son, 3 kids, a daughter. She's 31 or 30. The baby's a 15-year-old son, and she has an older son, 3 kids. And Josh ain't handled it too well. They're trying to homeschool him because people made fun of him, his height and his weight in school. So his mother took him out of the school, and they're trying to homeschool. Can you imagine Brittany, his sister, doing that? She has to take care of her mother, watch her battle this every day. She's going through it. Taking care of her grandmother, which is her mother's mother, that's battling dementia. And on top of that, dealing with Dale, with his hernia that's about this big. It's done growed outside his navel. He can't afford the insurance. He don't like doctors, so doctors do try to kill you off. There are some good doctors, but what I've seen, they're all about the paycheck. They want to kill the patient off and go and rob and milk the next patient. That's the way I see it. But I told Dale, there's a thing about praying. You pray about these doctors, God can work through them and help them. They're a vessel. All they are a vessel from Him. He's the one that gives them knowledge to do what they do every day. Even though they're in the flesh, she goes through a lot, and I don't know how you do that. She said, it ain't easy. And I thought she was getting paid. She said, no, I'm not getting paid helping my own loved ones. It was brought up. My mom's boyfriend thought about it and brought it up. She said, I don't want to get paid for that. That's my family. I'll do it regardless, She's really tender-hearted too. But I'm sorry I broke down like that. I felt kind of weird and kind of embarrassed. Forgotten Shadows. No, you didn't come in a bad time. You probably didn't left again. Just going through some emotional things. I don't know if you're still there or not, but come back. I went through some emotional things and it hit me. And I'm okay. I'm going to get my smile back on. I got that out. I'm good. I didn't know someone else come on here. Yeah, I was very smiling in my thumbnail. Most of them are smiling. What a change. Yeah, we all go through different things and trials. That goes with the word testimony. You're going to be tested every day of your life that you're still breathing on this earth. I'm learning to know that. Oh, y'all lost y'all's mom too? Did I miss that? Did she die of cancer? I think I missed that one. Wait a minute. Oh, right. I'm just catching up what I missed here. But I thought they changed his name. I don't know where I got mixed up on that. So I get mixed up on certain passages in the Bible. I really get mixed up, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. And then he be angry with me and punishes me for it. And let me ask you this question. Everybody's heard of this. It says in there, He'll forgive you of many things, but if you blaspheme in the Holy Ghost, you'll never be forgiven. Is that like cursing the Holy Spirit? Mocking the Holy Spirit? What did he mean by that when He'll forgive everything pretty much, but when you blaspheme His name or the Holy Ghost, that's the Holy Spirit, right? And I hope I never done that by any chance. I mean, I would know, would I not know? Like back in the day before I realized how deep stuff, His word and everything goes, I got kind of confused on that too. Yeah, I'll be okay. I miss my mom. And then seeing Teresa go to that, it's heartbreaking. The woman's strong as the ox, though. She smiles, even though she's on her worst day, she tries to smile so she don't bring everybody else down in the family. My brother looks at her like a mother figure, since we lost our mother. He does everything he can. He remodeled her house for her, painted. He's done built a greenhouse. He's working on his second one. He's building it from ground up for her so she can eat more healthy. At days, she loses appetite than other days. He got her out the radiation. Praise the Lord for that. He's got his place built. He's remodeled her whole front and back deck porch. It's got it in lattice. It's all built up. Real pretty and nice. He's an artist. He's painted her some overseen lake scenes. So when she has a bad day, she looks at that picture that Dale painted for her personally, and that helps her, gives her comfort. Something about a painting over water and nature. It helps her with that. But yeah, I broke down there for a minute. I'm sorry about that. We all do that occasionally. I didn't think I'd ever do that going live. That's why I had to walk away, because it's, I guess why I got emotional, because all this stuff's so deep. And like y'all said, I got to take my time. Be more patient. Just keep studying. Just keep praying. Keep seeking. Keep finding. And then eventually I'll get the right answer, hopefully. And not only that, just thinking about Mother's Day is right around the corner. That's going to be hard on me and my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter was real close to her. My youngest daughter was more closer than to my stepmother. That's my dad's wife. But my oldest daughter was more close to my mom. They did everything together, and I know it's going to be hard for her, too. But on that day, I try not to show my emotions. I try to be strong as a freaking brick house for her, because I know it really bothers her, too. So, but I'll get better. I'll get through it. I'm sorry about all that. Looked like I broke down like a wuss just a while ago. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, he's a great artist. He supposedly painted one for my last year past birthday, but he messed it up. Didn't thought it was good enough, and so he trashed it. I liked it. It was nighttime. He drew like the reflection of the moon on the water. It had like bankments, cliffs, trees all around it. It was beautiful, yet because he didn't like it, he threw it away. And then he got discouraged, so he backed down from painting a while. He said, nobody wants my work. I said, you'd be surprised. You can sell your paintings online. You can do your own business on that. And he's like, well, true, I could do that, but that costs us money. And right now I'm trying to help Brittany's mother and trying to keep her alive much as I can. Keep her strong-minded. Like I said, he talks to her about the Bible. I think he turned her over to the Lord because she wasn't really reading into it. She was mad. Thinking her life, she's too young to be going through that. But there's babies that battle through cancer. That really breaks my heart. See little babies. I used to try to give money to St. Jude's to help provide for some of the families that couldn't afford the treatment for their kids. And I've only did that for a short time, but it was an honor, and it was fun doing that. And I'd get little letters from these little kids sending me thank you cards. Now that was touching. That was amazing. That was a happy tear cry on that. And they were lit up. They like, thank you. God bless you. Where did you come from? You were an amazing lady. Da-da-da-da. It made me feel good. But I'm like, you don't need to brag at me. The one you need to thank is God. He gave me the willpower and put it in me to do that. Without him, I'm nothing. I'm nothing without him. I was about to light that cigarette up again. If I could only just break this habit and be done with it. Just break it. And don't touch it no more. That was my last one. I quit years ago. For 4 years straight. Why would I want to start back? The grief of losing my mother and other people. She died of COPD, but she also took too many Tylenol. Didn't realize how much she took. I tried to get rid of the pain. The next time we know, we got a call. I didn't get to see her but 2 days. Didn't never get to speak to her before she died. It was like a month later. I used to go clean her house, and I told y'all about that twice a week. I guess that was my time, my time, a moment spending time with her. She knew she was dying. She told me straight up, and I thought she was lying. I said, "You're lying, Mama. Don't joke like that. What do you mean you're dying? You never mentioned this." But she was dying. And I guess it took me to see it in order to believe it. I didn't get to see her, but those 2 days at the CMC Monroe Hospital, now they call it Atrium something, Health Atrium. They changed the name. Dale was up there. My brother only once. He couldn't bear to go up there the second time, so I had to be there for myself, for him, and my daughter. Alexis wasn't there at the time, but Sarah was. And my boyfriend was there, and all of my mom's husband's family's there. And it felt so cold. They was sitting there laughing and cutting up like nothing was going on. I'm like, really? Y'all making jokes? My mother was sitting there on her deathbed. Really? Boy, I about lost my cool. I said, no, this is not the time for people to mess with me today. And I know that was the devil trying to work with me that day, but I had to walk out of the room in order to let that anger go away. I wanted to go in there and just sit by Mama's bed and talk to her. They wouldn't even let me go in there the first time. I said, excuse me, this is my mother, and I might not have no other opportunity. I know she can hear me even though she can't talk. They're trying to say no. She's pretty much dead, saying all negative stuff to me. Ooh, that rubbed me wrong, y'all. I about went up and grabbed this nurse by her braid and about literally ripped it out of her skull. I was so mad that day. I was grieving, but I was mad. They got some nerve to tell me that. She was still alive then. They say the last thing that goes is their sight and their hearing. Their sight and hearing is the last thing that supposedly goes. And my studying on that. So I knew my mama heard everything I said. And she tried to stay on because she was waiting on Dale, and I just had to let her know, I'm here for Dale this time. Dale did not want to be here. I said, Mother, I'm here for both of us, all of us. When you're ready to go, let go. You're no longer suffering in this life no more. I just pray that you make your peace and you be with God when you go. Because I don't know. No one knows where they go. You can have faith and believe where you're going, but no one knows. Until once you die, only the man up there knows where you're going. You're on your computer. That's a good thing. Yes, I have great memories of them. Really great memories. And I'm sorry I run them other people off like that. I didn't know nobody else come in. I just had to step away and get my act back together. That's all. I broke down a little bit there. But I'm back. Sometimes it's good to cry it out again once in a while. And just breathe. Hey, my sun's coming out. Maybe my prayer was answered. Maybe the Lord will let that storm pass by me. But I don't wish it on nobody else either, but it's this type of weather. Warm, cool weather, spring. And you're going to have storms like that. And all I got in, you better get my mama's ashes. She want to be cremated. And they say it's a rule now. If the husband's still alive, they're the ones that gets to hold all that. And I thought that was unfair. I wanted some of my mother's ashes. I wanted to put it in the locket. And I felt like it was kind of a slap in the face. Going to the awake, celebrating her life, I wanted to get up there and sing. I didn't get a chance to sing a song in honor of her. And then her husband walks up, gives me a Ziploc bag, locks of her hair. I look at that. Really? You gonna hand me just the locks of my mother's hair? All them people looking out? Uh-oh. Because they heard I'm every bit like my mother. So, there's people here. I can't make no scene in this place. I just got to be cool. I looked at him. I said, thank you. I held it in front of me, put it down in front of my waist. Everybody walking by, and it just felt so cold. It's like it was all about his family. This is my mother. And everybody called her either Lori Morgan or the Princess Diana, because she looked like Princess Diana in a lot of ways. With her certain haircuts. Her hair was long, maybe about to here. And everybody comes up. Oh my God, you look just like her mother. She definitely lives in you. You look just like her. You're beautiful. Your mother's beautiful. I hate for your loss. I'm like, God, I really got to hear this. But you have to respect, to show them respect that they come to the wake and all that. I was just ready to go home, crawl into a hole, never come out. I went through a depression, a real bad depression there for a while. I said, I got to get out of this depression. It's dragging me down. I got to get out of this. My mother would want me to move on, not to be sad for her, to go on my life. That was her words. You better go on with your life or I'm going to haunt you from the grave. She'd make jokes like that. You go on with your life. You got them children to worry about. So that's what I try to do. But like we say, it's not easy. I know she lives in me. And I don't know if it's true. Some people say they can come back into it before they actually changed over, whatever realm they're in. I used to think they can come back and visit me through a cardinal bird. That means your loved ones are visiting, or butterfly. It's a transformation. They're making a change somewhere. Might be changing over to the next life. I don't know. But that was what comforted me. And I see a butterfly. Well, which one is this, my loved one? Is this you, Uncle Ronnie? Is this you, Mother? Oh, is this my boyfriend, Jim, trying to visit? You know, I'd make jokes like that. I'd laugh, and it'd make me feel better. All the letters and cards I had from her, from my second ex-husband, are destroyed. His ex-second wife destroyed it. Wouldn't let me, because I had permission for him to use it for storage till I got settled in my place, which was here in another place. Well, actually, it's a place over out there on Unity. Got destroyed. Cards, letters, she'd write me through the mail. When she'd have a bad day or we had an argument, the way we'd make up before we'd go to sleep, we'd write each other letters and make up and forgive each other. They're all gone. Every bit of it. No way to replace it. I'd made several trips back down there hoping, praying I can find some letters or something that maybe got saved. Everything got ruined. And I was wanting to beat that girl. I was wanting to beat her ass. Excuse me for my language. I was wanting to beat her, y'all. You just don't know. You only left the things, pictures of me and my mother together. Of her and Sarah. Me sitting on her lap. We got the same expression, her eyes closed. It was the exact same look. She's like, you too big for this. I don't care. I want a picture of me sitting in your lap, a grown up. I don't care. I sat up there. I didn't put all my weight on or anything. I sat up there, and a good friend of ours named Randall took the picture. That was gone. Can you imagine? I kept every year a Christmas cards, birthdays that my grandparents, which is her parents, they send me. All of them are gone. Every bit of it. The only thing I have of my uncle or my grandparent is a flower with tulips on it. One of them got messed up, but I managed to save one of them. And I had a little candle by her. My mother, the only thing I got is memories in my head and a few pictures. Not many at all. But I want to make copies of them because Sarah wants some copies of them, and I'm going to get some made for Alexis. She's like, she can't really remember who her Nana is. How can you forget it? But I think she was a little bit younger. I think, let's see, Sarah was 16. I was 41. Alexis, she's 13 now. I think she was 6 or 7 when she died, and she only remembers bits and pieces. I talk about her all the time around her. She remembers getting presents and stuff like that from her. That's about all she remembered. A great woman. She had her moments, made mistakes, screwed up in relationships, was in abusive relationships, but she had a great job in the end. She worked for 25 years. And I think that's what drug her down in depression. She didn't kill herself. My brother wants to put in his mind that she took her life. She didn't do that. She was in so much pain and battling the COPD. I didn't find out till after she died. She had COPD, but she accidentally took too much Tylenol, and her body went septic. They couldn't do nothing. I said, y'all get in there and do something. Why'd y'all wait too long? I was like going off on the doctors. Oh, God. I was kind of harsh and cold as a lot of them doctors, but they were mean too a little bit. I didn't like that hospital. She didn't like hospitals. She begged her husband, if I die, let me die on my couch in my home. Do not take me to no hospital. I do not want to leave you a burden with my bills when I go. That was all she thought about. I didn't want to leave you with my bills. I told Mama, so everybody in the family will help, Mama. Don't worry about that. We want to get you well. But she knew she was dying. And she lost her uncle like maybe 7 or 8 years before then. And she was real close to her brother, Ronnie. That could have caused some of her depression. But she did not kill herself. I'm not going to believe that. She knows it's wrong to take your own life. You automatically burn, you take your life because you're destroying the temple of what he created. So I didn't take my own life. I had the thought to come to mind. The devil put it there, but I didn't do it. No, and I rebuked him out. Because it's a major difference when someone you close to, you love, and you lose. It's a kind of different feeling when they're gone. And you miss them every day, but you know you got to keep moving on forward. But at times I'll go back to memory lane, and I'll start missing her. I'm like, she should be here. She should be here and watch her grandkids grow up and graduate. And her main wish was, before she died, she told Sarah that. The last time she saw Sarah, she told her, my wish and main thing for you before I die, Sarah, my lovely, beautiful granddaughter, is you graduate and complete school. If you don't accomplish anything else in life, make sure you graduate. Because it's hard to get in jobs out there without an education. Trust me, I know. I dropped out at 11th grade. I had 2 babies I had to raise, had to get a job, and it took for years to get to where I went. She said I had to get a GED. I had to get some kind of college in my belt. She did all that. So proud of her. But I think my oldest daughter dropped out to punish me and my mother. Because my mother died. She lost her nana. She punished me because I didn't let her go and visit her when I felt it was me and my mother's moment in time. She's seen her about every weekend, a lot, before then. And it come out of her mouth, she wanted her to stay in school. She didn't want Sarah's mind to be on her nana dying. She wanted her mind focused in school, but Sarah couldn't focus in school. ADHD, she would sit there and she'd leave her work blank. A teacher tell her, you need to finish that work. She said, I'm not going to finish nothing. My nana just died and I don't feel like doing no work today. May I go home early? She called home. I picked her up and she got mad because I went to her nana's and didn't invite her and kept her out that day. I was doing what I thought was best in my mother's wishes. But I'm over that now, but I wish I would, stayed firm and kept telling her to stay in school. I was so out of it, grieving the loss myself. And people made fun of her. She didn't have the highest scores like some of the other kids in the class. She got made fun of. I thought about homeschooling, but that costs a lot. And at the time, in the situation, I was still with my youngest daughter's Dad at the time, this is before Mama got sick. Everything was all over the place. I had to get organized, get the family organized. It was a mess, but now she understands. She said, Mom, I don't blame you now. She calls me up one day. She said, I really don't blame you. It's not your fault that you lost your mother. So I know it is not. But it made me so mad because I wanted to spend those last days with her too. But I tried to understand, honey, this was my mother. This is my mother. You know. She said, I know, and this is my Nana. I've been bonding with her when I was in your womb. She was there from day one. I said, you're right. She was there from day one. She's 21 years old now. She died when she was 16. I'm sitting there trying to keep a brave face now. Here, y'all better come back. Y'all want to get your last words. A brave face. Trying to hold my daughter. My daughter collapsed. In the floor. I'm there to try to pick her up. Blocking back the tears to try to help her through it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. But I know that day, he was with us that day. He was with me. He helped me to be strong for her, I guess, for me. Those several months. She couldn't hardly eat good. And I tried to spoil her by her things she wanted so she could get something down. I could eat for almost a whole week. They're like, you got to eat. You don't start eating, they're going to put you in the hospital and stick them IVs in. I said, I won't go to the hospital. Who and what arm? You're going to have to knock me over the head and take me there because I'm not going to that hospital. That's what I said. I'm not going there. But she kind of realized now, as the years passed, that, I really thought she was really blaming me, and she did for a while, but she realized it wasn't my fault. And I'm going to say this because I don't believe it was her time to go. She was too young. She was 63 years old. 63 when she died, too young. I mean, she'd go grocery shopping. She'd go out there and cut her grass. And next thing I get, oh, by the way, I'm dying. I'm not sure how much time I got. But I want to enjoy with you, Lisa, all the time I got. I got to spend time with your brother and Brittany. I know Sarah's in school right now, but I want to spend time with you. That's what she said. Because she knows that me and Sarah would took it the hardest than Dale. It seems like males can handle it better than the females. But obviously he couldn't handle it, so he couldn't go back. It didn't even look like her sitting there. Part of her side of her face looked like her. The other part didn't. She was all swelled up. It didn't even look like her. But I went on his behalf too. But we had some good memories of her. She was very a smart woman. She had a good goals frame of mind on her shoulders. She was really excellent. And I lost more than her. I lost a cousin when I was 12 years old in a car wreck. She wasn't married. Y'all get this. She just got married. Only been married 2 months and got killed in a car wreck. She couldn't have kids. She was a stepmother of a boy of the marriage she was in, her second marriage. She was in a SUV or what's that truck called? I can't think of it. I know what it is. It starts with a T. Tundra? No. Yeah, Tundra. It's one of them big Blazer King Cabs type vehicle. She flipped it. She had a job where she worked with handicapped children. She called them. She said, I don't have to have children. That's my children, my job. She was on the work to go to a family to deliver food and was going to give them a check so they can help rebuild their home. Their house caught on fire. They lost everything. On their way to Columbia, she was leaving college. She was a teacher. She taught handicapped kids. But there was somebody a student, it was a family, his house burned down. She was on the way to write them out a check so they can go and rebuild again, and got killed. Somebody's doing something good like that, and their life gets snatched away. I don't understand that. She was doing a good deed. And she's been in wrecks many times before in her younger age. And everybody told her. And maybe it was the speed. She loved to drive fast. She kicked that pedal to the floor. Maybe that's what killed her. I don't know. But her vehicle rolled from one side of the highway, y'all, in Columbia. Y'all probably watched it on the news. It was live on the news. Carla Craig something, her marriage name. It rolled from one side of the Columbia Road interstate embankment, rolled up, rolled back down to the embankment, and landed up on the other side of another interstate. She was kind of overweight, but a very beautiful girl and had a heart of gold. Anybody you can ever meet, this girl of my cousin had a heart of gold. And they said, which I can't believe that somebody would do that, said she was laying out there. It started pouring in the rain. She managed to drag herself out through the window, I don't know how, when she was driving, pinned in the seatbelt. Big, broad girl, she managed to crawl out, was left out there with no help in the pouring down of rain, calling out help. She was trying to find her phone. Her vision was going in and out. She couldn't find her phone. But now I can't remember if she died later on to the hospital or if she died right then. She didn't get no help and died. That's an awful feeling, dying like that. Don't have no help. Nobody ain't offering to stop to see if you need help. Oh, I was mad. I grieved over, my grief over her turned to cold and anger because of what she was doing and went to do and lost her life doing that. Oh, my goodness. God loves me and cares about you and loves you. That's right. That's terrible. That is so terrible, is it not? And I'm not trying to get on here to get self-pity in nobody. Sometimes it's good to share that. A lot of people don't know how to handle grief. And sometimes talking about it might help them open up. It might not be to me, but it might be, a friend of that friend that needed, to have answers, and it can help them out. I believe that God is there. He's with me all the time. But I bet he's saying, he's sitting there and thump him in the shoulder. Lady, snap out of it. She's not suffering no more. Get your move on. Get them feet kicking. Sometimes I feel like he's saying that sometimes. But, yeah, I didn't mean to be on the whole subject about that. But, grief is hard. I don't understand it. I don't know why good people are being snatched away out of their life like that. Well, I felt like I was being punished. I felt like, yeah. And that's what I said in front of the nurse and everybody. I can't believe I said that. I was just talking out loud to myself. I said, yeah, God's punishing me for going through 2 divorces. I was a player on a short time. I cheated on my second husband. He's punishing me. He took my mother away for doing that. And it says somewhere in the word, if he can't get through you, he can go through your kids. He can go through your family to wake you up. He can take them and snatch them away anytime to wake you up on what he's wanting you to figure out and grasp. I believe that. But I did repent. I didn't do it no more. This guy I've been with for 5 years never cheated on me. It was just because I was being accused of it. Was the only reason why I did it to start with. And then I ain't gonna lie, it was like a challenge. It made me felt like I was, what's the word? It was something different. Everybody tries it once in a while at some point or another at their age. Stupid and dumb. Wrong, a sin, stupid and dumb. I'll say that. But I repented of it, and I feel like the good Lord's forgiven me for that. I've stayed true. I've been in this relationship with Jamie for 5 years. And more that I learned about, how adultery and all that's wrong and all that, he's woke me up from that. And I thought, is that possible? He took my mother away. He took my uncle away. And I punished myself for a good 2 years about that. I got to let that go. Ask for forgiveness. Repent. Stay in prayer. I was so grieving. Felt alone. I wouldn't even go and pray. I felt like I wanted to blame God. Why did you take her away? You the one that took her. She should be seeing her grandkids grow up. I need her. Things like that. But like it says, we're born to die. We can't question why he takes our loved ones away. It happens. There's a reason for everything that God does. There's a reason behind it. But it's still a question mark there. Why? At the age 63, me 41, my oldest daughter 16. Why? I didn't understand it then. But maybe it's not my reason to question it on that deal. But I know y'all are busy. I don't want to keep y'all on here all day. But I just felt like there's some things I had to share with y'all. And whoever's watched and seen it, to see that, grieving is hard. And then I had a rude comment on Facebook maybe a year ago. Oh, why don't you suck it up, Buttercup, and move on? Get over it. Didn't you say your mother passed 5 years ago? Well, you should be over that now. I just looked at that. I said, oh, they don't want me to comment about that. I'm going to blow that person out of the water, and I don't want to do that because the evil thought is something the devil will say. The devil trying to use that to bring me down, to turn me back to my old ways. And all I did was block them. I didn't even respond to it. It hurt my feelings a little bit, but I just blocked them. At the same time, I wasn't going to let that get me down. I didn't want to be back to my short fuse anger days, He loves me. He cares about me. You're exactly right. And it seems like he looks at the ones that's sad, that's struggling more, and it's the one that, I guess the one that's sad and struggles more, that's the one he turns and works more with, kind of, gradually, a little bit, day by day. But I'm learning. I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. Thank you, Bestie. I'm glad somebody's there for me. With stuff like this, This is my allergies right now. I'm not crying. My nose still get red. It's freaking allergies. I wish I hurry up and clear up all this rain and all this pollen. It keeps coming back. What if I do this with a cigarette? Does it still hurt you if I don't inhale it and I just blow it out my mouth? If I puff it and don't inhale it, is that still bad? Just as bad? I found one he threw last night. Maybe that's a devil tempting me. He threw one that went flying across the room. Didn't know what happened to that cigarette. It just vanished. And all of a sudden I looked down. Oh, go figure, it's right there. And I looked right there all around my ottoman, my little stool. And there, the joker's right there. And is it still just as harmful if I light it up and just blow it out my mouth and don't inhale it? Oh, wait a minute. It causes cancer in the jaw, the lips, the throat. And they're very light. I rolled my own cigarettes. I don't buy them at the store in packs. They put all that glue and all that. I heard rat poison. They put a little bit of rat poison in there. Screw that. And other chemicals. But this is supposed to be grown, planted through the field. And the bag is not supposed to have no chemicals, preservatives in it. But you don't really never know. Because you're not there when they actually creating it and making it and growing it, so you don't really know. There's a lot of people that puts things on products and it's false advertisement. They tell you that so you will buy it and get addicted to it. I'm learning a little bit of that too, but whew, that's a lot of touching subject, but I feel good. Even though I cried and get all this out and felt like a freaking wuss about everything, I have a heart. I'm tenderhearted. I try not to show it. But at times, y'all can see it. I try to crack jokes to keep me from breaking down. I'll just throw it in a joke and make a joke about something so I don't cry. But that one didn't work. I failed on that one. I just bawled like a baby a little while ago. So much trials, error, so much to learn out there in life, and you just don't know sometimes which way to turn. I know my writings is one of my main passions, but I got to put God more into my writing. If I do that, He'll help lead the words. He will put the right words to make sense on my writings, on my songs. I do know that. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe He's trying to tell me that I'm impatient. I need to be more patient. I'm in that antsy mode. I want to get this done. I want to do that. I want my book to be published. It's not going to happen overnight. Got to keep brainstorming, most of all praying, and just keep working with it. That's all I need to do. Thank you, Wayne. I'm glad y'all there for me. I know y'all probably got stuff to do. It's Friday and it's heading on to a weekend, and I don't want to keep y'all up too long. And those of y'all, whenever y'all do finally watch the upload video, a lot of y'all are missing it. It was basically a redo. I don't know how I got to from the redo of my 10-step pieces on writing advice to what I was going through with grieving with loved ones. And talking about God, that's always important to talk about Him. So I don't regret that, but all the grieving stuff got in there and along with it. I just hope it inspires those who has lost a loved one. Losing a parent, losing a child. I heard losing a child is the most horrible thing you can go through. And I have a lot of friends right now that's done lost kids this year, and my heart breaks for them. But it was basically a redo live stream because all my company come in and just, once again, I froze up. I couldn't continue on with the video. The noises, they talk loud. David, the brother-in-law, he talks loud, like over everybody else. The brother-in-law, David. Not you, David. The brother-in-law. He talks loud. I'm like, God, they can't be hearing all this. I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. And it was kind of hilarious because it just caught me off guard. And a bunch of people come in there to start off with. And everybody wanted to put their mute buttons on. I said, hey, you thought of me. I had to mute my button too, They stayed about 30 minutes. I am sorry about that. But things happen like that. You can't always go live. There's certain moments to where you got to take that break and do what you got to do, But I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. If you like my live stream, I'm not here to get self-pity. You're going to see an emotional moment on there. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments on any discussion to this live stream video, feel free to comment below. And if you've seen enough of my videos, you see that I'm consistent, that I try very hard. I put all my energy and effort into it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss more videos to come your way. You all have a great Friday. God bless. Continue uplifting each other like my best and his brothers doing me. They help me out a lot. I give them a pat on the shoulder and thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love y'all for that. And get back to that reading and that writing if that's what you have passion for. Stick to it. Follow your dreams. Never give up. And always believe in yourself. And always stay in prayer, because prayer works. And I'm going to leave that for a close to that. You all have a great Friday. Bye, Dave. Bye, Wayne. Hugs to y'all. Love y'all too. Y'all stay strong. Anything that comes y'all's way, y'all fight the devil. You rebuke it. And you stand strong as well. Because we all have ups and downs. We just got to remember we are in flesh. We didn't make it to heaven yet. We got to still go through those trials and keep marching on. You all take care. Bye now. That's right. I'm going to try to. Because I know he's on my side. Whether nobody else on this planet is, I know he's on my side. And that's what matters the most is him. And of course, y'all. And my children. And my family. And I'm going to go check my emails in just a little bit. Got to make sure everything's locked up. My buildings. Got to get all my yard tools, my mowers, my weed eaters, all that put up for the rain so it don't mess up. So y'all have a great one. Pray that this storm goes by. It's nothing major. And pray for me just for in knowledge in general, that I can get understanding of his word. That will mean a very great deal to me. And thanks. You have a great, great Friday and great weekend. Bye now.